evening, everyone.
Good evening.
This particular session I have crafted particularly for the members. Also, guests can really understand what are the roles that you will see in a Toastmasters meeting when you become members. But primarily it's for members, but for a secondary audience, for all the guests, you can also learn what we do as a Toastmasters meeting and what sort of roles that we have in a Toastmasters meeting, particularly how it maps to your corporate goals. So why we are all in Toastmasters? So we have come for certain learning experience to become better, maybe leadership or communication, but how it maps to your corporate world. That's where our understanding should be. So if you are able to understand it better, you can put all your skills what you learn here in your workplace. So how we do that? So what it is? So what Toastmasters is actually a low risk, high reward laboratory. We are actually in a laboratory where we practice our skills. So many of the Toastmasters, some of the guests came and they were unable to articulate their points well. But just if you do this in your workplace, what will happen? You are to give a client presentation. Just understand Shalini is the client. She's going to give you a high profile. She's an entrepreneur, so she's going to fund a major project, and she's evaluating many of the vendors, and you are the vendor going to give a presentation, and you come and you are unable to articulate. What will happen? So that is real environment, but this is a laboratory where you have low risk. The stage is low risk but highly rewarding, because when you take this practice to your workplace, when you are able to confidently give a presentation to Shalini, you are able to articulate your points well, make it a great sales pitch, you get that maybe $1 million contract just for the sake. You get it, and what happens? You will get rewarded by your company. It may be a great incentive. That's what you have to really aspire to. What you learn here, take it to your workplace. Now, how we do that? There are many roles in Toastmasters, and each and every role has a specific corporate mapping to it, or a corporate goal to it. Let's see one by one. So, Toastmaster of the day is what we saw as the MC of a meeting. Next, we saw general evaluator, a person who had a team and they are going to do a lot of evaluation. Then we have their team. We have timer, we have accounter, we have grammarian, and then we have an evaluator, and then we have a prepared speaker. This is basically what we do in a Toastmasters meeting. Now, what sort of things that we can learn from a Toastmaster is adaptive leadership. It's a leadership role. You adapt to your settings, to adapt to your content. For example, today, Toastmaster Abhijit talked about the villages in DTM. The next time, some other person will talk about some other topic. So you have to adapt to that situation. You have to adapt to your different context. And when you do that, when you are effectively doing it, in your workplace you can do the same. You will adapt to situations and you will know exactly what to present, in what context, at what particular type of time. You will see more on that. Next, general evaluator is strategic assessment. You assess the whole situation in a strategic way. Strategic in the sense you don't do it alone, you delegate some responsibilities to your team members. One of them will assess time, one of them will assess language, one of them will assess the grammar. The language, one of them will assess the accounter, that is, what is the latency we have, communication latency. This is all what the general evaluator team will do. So, timer, resource optimization, accounter will do communication analysis, grammarian will do technical communication. If or anybody here wants to be a technical writer in your organization, technical writing is a specialized skill in many organizations. Grammarian can be a great help, because in your technical writing, all your language should be apt, should be simple, should not have any kind of mistakes. Your grammar should be apt, your vocabulary should be simple but effective. So that way, technical communication can help you when you learn grammarian from this very laboratory. Let's see one by one. Toastmaster of the day, as I said, adaptive meeting. You orchestrate here. What you saw Abhijit doing is an orchestration. He orchestrated a particular topic on the BTM, Bayarasandra, Tavarakare and Madivali. He orchestrated that, and if you see, he adapted the meeting flow because we had 4 sessions. Not all times you will get the same set of flow. You have a different agenda every meeting. So you have to adapt to the meeting flow and orchestrate the meeting in such a way. So needs of the meeting participants, similar to the concept of facilitating agile skills. I come from the Scrum background and agile project manager background, so that's why I put that. But you just say how you are going to manage a project, how you are going to have a flow, how you are going to differentiate each and every milestones, and when you orchestrate that well, you will be treated as a leader. And that Toastmaster they will give you the practice here. Then strategic context setting. Context, how you set the context for every meeting. Context can be different. It can be informational. It can be motivational. It can be even humorous. So if you set that context, your objectives will be in line with organization objectives. So just take this to your workplace. See how you can contextualize your meetings that you do. That way you will have a strategic level understanding of your organization objectives. Then time boxed. That's the last and most important thing. You can't keep on talking. Everything should be time boxed within a time. For example, our meeting is from 5:15 to 7:30. We time box it. We can take it even to 9 p.m. Who will stay here? Even our alliance management will not allow us to stay beyond 8 o'clock. So everything is time boxed. So you have to make sure whatever you do, your orchestration, your context setting, everything depends on your time boxed methodology. So if you do that, you will be treated as a leader who knows exactly what to talk, when to stop. That is what leaders are always looked upon. They can't keep on talking. You see any leaders, they'll only talk for few minutes, but they make a great impact in that few minutes they talk. That is what this is all about. Next. So general evaluator has the same set of methodologies but with a different context. So they have a team. Toastmaster is just a single role. But general evaluator is a completely different angle together. They angle with respect to multiple perspectives to provide a holistic feedback. So general evaluator always gives a holistic feedback. They don't give feedback on time, they don't give feedback on our-counter, they don't give feedback on grammar. They make sure that the holistic feedback is given, individual contributions. They delegate their work to their team members and make sure the objectives are with the communication standards they meet, and again it is time boxed. Can a grammarian give 15-20 minutes feedback? It's possible, but will the general evaluator allow? An R-counter can give each and every R-counter he can give a report. It will be a 2-page report. Can they give it in a Toastmasters meeting? No. They should time box it. Summarize it. So you will get these skills. How to summarize a great observation into time boxed bits of report. If you give it in a thoughtful manner in less number of time, your impact will be greater. So the audience will not doze off or go on see their mobiles. They will always have a watch on you. That is what this is all about. Next. Timer. So again, SLA discipline is particularly for IT organizations. So when you have a particular requirement is given, you will have a time box. You have to give the result in a particular set of time. It's called service level agreement. You have an agreement with your customer. You have to give it in that particular time box. If it exceeds, you will get penalty. So when you are a timer, you will always look for that. Because in 5 to 7 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, it is always in your muscle memory. You will always do this. You will have discipline in time. And you will always go for time boxed. Just imagine a big leader is giving a presentation. Agenda is just for 5 minutes, but they talk over 5 minutes, 7 minutes. What you can do as a timer? You can call them out. You can say time is up. Agenda is, your time is up. If you have the courage, this laboratory will give you the courage. You can do the exact same thing for the leader. A red card can be shown. So R counter, as I said, communication latency. What is communication latency is how much of fillers that we use in our day-to-day communication. So the greater the latency, the greater the chances of your message not going through the audience. So you have to reduce the communication latency, and we do this in the laboratory. When your workplace, you will always use less of fillers, be it lexical or non-lexical. That is repeated words or repeated sounds. You will not use it. Consciously, you will reduce your number of R counters, and that is what stakeholder loop detection is. So in your emails, in the meetings that you see, you will consciously look at how your peers are speaking, how much amount of fillers they are using. You will consciously go and help them to say you are having a problem. Come to a Toastmasters meeting. You will reduce the number of fillers. You can even help the leaders also. They may have a problem. So you have to solve that problem. R counter will help you to detect it, solve it, fix it. Next. Evaluator will give a constructive PR. PR is not public relations, it is peer review. So you can give a very constructive peer review to any of the people. We all have our assessments every year. We are appraisals every year. There is something called peer review. You can review your peer. And when you do a very constructive peer review, they will always abide by that. They know exactly where to improve from. They will listen to you. They will take that steps. You are doing a great service to that particular person. And technical mentorship. You saw Shalini Mukund and DTM Nikhil. They are evaluating and they are mentors. They are mentoring so many people. So this platform will make you a Shalini Mukund or a DTM Nikhil. You can do technical mentorship if you are doing the evaluator here in the laboratory. Next. Grammarian, documentation integrity. So if you are looking for standards of communication standards employed in documentation, this grammarian role will improve. Because you will know consciously, you will look for grammatical errors, vocabulary errors, mispronunciation in the things given or being spoken. You will always make sure the documentation integrity is maintained in your workplace. And executive presence in technical writing. So you will be a technical writer whose documents are very simple to read even by the customer who doesn't know anything about the product. Reading your technical writing, they will be able to understand what exactly the solution is. Grammarian role can make you a great technical writer. It's one of the lessons we can learn from this. Prepared speaker, I would say storytelling. Business storytelling is an art by itself nowadays. Rather than giving only, you see, I have never used a lot of bullet points. Less number of text, more number of pictures. So when you tell a story, it doesn't have lot of content, but you tell a story to all people, then people listen to you. They will not see the slides. When you have too much of content here, they will not see you. They will only see this. That's the problem. So you have to build a story rather than putting lot of facts in your presentations. Make it summarize, make it effective, but tell it as a story rather than just basically just reading whatever is given. I am not reading whatever is written here. Second is executive level updates. I know many people would be managers, many people would be senior management. You have to give an update to your senior management. If you just read something like this, they don't have time. You have to summarize, give a quick feedback to your management. You do that. You see, when you do a prepared speaker role. Then high stake presentations. Shalini Mukund has taken so many presentations. How? She's practiced this prepared speaker role in this laboratory. That's how she is able to deliver education sessions across so many schools, so many Toastmasters. She is able to do this only because of this prepared speaker role. So consider this as a laboratory. Every time, do your role in such a way that you understand what I can map to my particular organizations or the work that you do. If you do match them both, you will really understand the power of the Toastmasters. You will do it judiciously, you will do with a lot of preparation, and then you will improve, not as a Toastmaster, yes, but as an effective organizations employ. You can do lot more to your organization if you do this. Thank you. God bless you.